Okay, I'm out at Conowal Lake, and this is going to be my first test, hands-on test of the C.E. Smith fish bag. As you can see, it's very large, larger than what most people would want on a kayak. But this is going to be for all-day offshore fishing. All I have in here is a 1-gallon jug of frozen water. And I've pushed it down to where most of the air is out of the bag, so it's not having to cool a large air pocket. So we'll see how this holds up for the day. I'm off the water. Got here at 7:30 in the morning. It is now 2:30, 2:40. I think 2:40 in the afternoon. It's a little over 7 hours. And I only caught a couple of fish. A couple of them I threw back. And before I decided to start keeping them, so I only wound up with 2 fish. So we're going to check the bag and see what the ice looks like, ice situation. So I've still got a large amount of ice in this block after 7 hours. I would say just the majority of it is going to be ice. The rest is good drinking water. Fish looks good. Even after a couple hours, his eyes are clear as a bell. Okay, one last test for the C.E. Smith fish bag. Sun hasn't quite risen up above the trees, so I'm going to put this one frozen ice jug of water in the bag for the entire day until 12 hours later. 7:40 in the morning. Temperature is 68 degrees. Temps are supposed to reach 86 degrees at 5 p.m. this evening. We're going to let the bag set the rest of the day until the sun goes over the tree line. Probably let it set till about 7:40 in the evening. I may have to use a light to film, but we'll pull the frozen block of ice out at that time and see what things look like. Okay, it has the 1-gallon block of ice in there now, pretty much positioned right in the middle. I've pushed most of the air out of the bag. There's some air around the block of ice, but not too bad. We're going to let this set all day and check it out late in the evening before the sun sets and see how it fared. We're going to give it exactly 12 hours. It is 5:20 in the evening and still have another 2 hours and 10 minutes to go. It has been very sunny all day today. Clouds, a few wispy clouds have just started to move in, but it's still bright and sunny. So another 2 hours, 10 minutes. We're going to take a look at it. All right, it's 7:30 in the evening, and time to look into the C.E. Smith fish bag and see what this jug of ice looks like. Alright, still very cold. There's a chunk of ice in there, but there's obviously a lot of water too. So what we're going to do is we're going to see just how much water is in there. 1 gallon is right at the bottom of this lip, the pour spout. Now obviously there's not quite a gallon. The water line should be right about here, so it's just a little bit low. Not bad. Pretty close. So, this is what we've got. A little less than half. has melted, and which is also great for drinking water. That's why I like using these jugs of ice for going out and on the lake for the day, or even offshore. You can always resort to drinking water when you need to, especially if you don't bring enough water, like I have done sometimes in the past. Pretty good. So the rest of this is ice, and still doing its job, keeping this bag nice and cool and keeping the fish preserved for whenever you get back to the house and are ready to fillet up your catch. Overall, I'm really happy. It's been exactly 12 hours and I've still got a big chunk of ice in this jug. Now when I go offshore, I'll more than likely use 2 jugs, just because we're going to be catching some pretty long fish. And that'll be a wrap on this review.